In this video, we're going to be using some tools to go from idea to finished working app in under 1 hour. The tools we're going to be using is Idea Browser, where we're going to actually pick our idea, get a few prompts, and plug them into Google AI Studio. That is where we're going to do a lot of the building. We're going to iterate on the landing page till we get it right, maybe launch a few different variations of that landing page. And if you are new to building apps, this is going to be the video for you because we're going to be walking through the process from setting up the PRD to the landing page to the backend, database, and authentication. So let's get right into it. Okay, this is ideabrowser.com, and they have over 1,000 ideas in their database. And what I like to do is go to their database and then sort by most popular so we can get a good idea of what are the most in-demand app ideas. So we're going to go to most popular. Okay, the idea that I found is an app that turns any book into an audiobook. With the popularity of podcasts on the rise, I think this can be a useful tool for a lot of people that don't have a time to sit down and actually read some of their favorite books, and they could do it themselves by using this website to basically transcribe the entire book into audio format. So I like this. So what I like about Idea Browser, once you find an idea, it goes into a detailed breakdown of who it's for, go-to-market strategy, what are the keywords that are in demand around this idea, so you can see voice over AI, AI voiceover. A lot of this is on the rise just in the last few years. It talks about the business fit, execution difficulty, go-to-market strategy, and see if the idea is even right for you. So it comes with a lot of tools, but the main ones we're going to be focusing on is this build kit here. So you see where it says build this idea right here? That allows you to import your project into Google AI Studio. So when you click build this site, or build this idea, you have a lot. You have a lot of prompts. So ad creatives, brand packaging, landing page. There's 8 prompts based on marketing, product, like feature specs, product requirements document. We're going to be focusing on 4 that are key here: brand packaging, landing page, product requirements document, and the feature specs. Those prompts are going to allow Google AI Studio to get a good idea and context on what the project is about. But you can explore these other prompts as well. You know, if you don't know how to market this app, there is built-in plug-and-play prompts to help you develop a marketing strategy. So like I said, this is going from 0 to 1 as fast as possible. So the first thing we're going to start with is building out this landing page. Going back to the idea itself, let's read a little bit. I think it's going to help you understand as you're building and iterating, is figuring out if this is going to be the right thing for you. So, basically it's just talking about how people can save more time. And whenever I'm building an app or I'm looking at an idea, I think one big draw to an idea is how it saves the end user time, because time is a scarce resource. And instead of sitting down and actually reading through some of your favorite books, you could then use this product here to be able to upload that book and transcribe it and turn it into an audio format. I like that. It saves time. It's something we can probably sell for $9 to $20 a month on a subscription. So I do like that from my point of view. So you need to make sure, what is the end user getting? Like, what is the hero feature of this product? Don't pick an idea and say, oh, there's 12 features around this, because there's going to be no direction. You're going to be building out all these features, and then when someone asks you, what does your app do? You're like, well, it does 12 different things. And I think that's really hard, especially if you're beginner, non-technical, and you're trying to build your first app out. You really need to get clear on what is the hero feature, what is the MVP that you could ship within this hour to get the product working. And I think this can be a pretty easy build. So that's kind of my idea and thoughts behind this one. And I just want you to not, get off on the wrong foot, basically. I want you to be able to pick your idea and really clearly know who your avatar is and why are they going to buy your product? Why are they going to pay for your product? What does it do for them? So that's why we're picking this one. I like it. Seems like it can be a pretty easy build. And like, why now? It says the audiobook market is booming, projected to reach $35 billion by 2030, driven by consumer demand for offline subscription-free solutions and advancements in AI voice technology. Proof signals the offline audio maker taps into a strong demand for offline subscription-free solutions in a booming audio market. So very cool. The execution plan is launch an MVP offering offline AI voice conversion for indie authors, tackling cost TTS service without internet needs, integrate with Reddit and YouTube to boost visibility, then enhance voice voice quality and add different languages. Very cool. So awesome. Goes into some more detail here. We're really just focused on building the app out, but I wanted to get into that and just kind of tell you my thoughts of why I'm this. And I really have been liking Google AI Studio, the build section, because it's just so easy to use. We're going to be using Gemini 3.1 Pro Preview, which is one of their frontier models, to build this out. And when I'm talking about building it out, I'm talking about it's going to build the landing page. It's going to create different styles of landing pages. It's going to hook up the authentication so people can sign in. And then it's going to hook up the backend, which is like the database and the dashboard and how these features work with each other. So I've been really liking it. It's also very fast. And we're going to explore building out our landing page with Google products. So here we go. First thing we're going to fire off here. The first thing we're firing off is the landing page, and there's an amazing GitHub repo right now called it's by Volt Agent. It's called Awesome Design, and it's a collection of markdown files that basically copy the similar aesthetics from popular websites. So what I really like about this is it's going to create different types of styles for our landing page, and we get to just pick the best ones that we like. So it's simple. We just download it, we can copy it, simple, and then give it to Google and then say, I want you to implement these design principles for our landing page. And then we're going to go and make sure it's on Thinking with Pro 3.1. And we're going to go to the landing page prompt within Idea Browser. Do that as well. And let it. The cool thing about these Google products in AI Studio as well is that you could follow along as it's building. And it's just so easy to use. Like if you've never built an app before, this should give you some confidence of, wow, I can build an app every day, essentially. So I dropped in that prompt with that GitHub link and it just says I'm on it. This is a fantastic business idea, solving the high cost and privacy concerns of audiobook creation. I've reviewed the blueprint and the awesome design principles. So it's going to start taking those principles from that markdown file on this GitHub repository, and it's going to start building our idea around. So very cool. So we're going to let that do its thing. Okay, so just after a few minutes, we're talking like 3 to 4 minutes, it has our at least rough draft. We'll just call it that. So it got it going. It took the idea from nothing and made it visual, but we're not stopping. So I completed the landing page for Echo Sync, that is our product name, following the blueprint and design principles to the letter. Oh, very good. Key design choices, author first aesthetics, trust and security, high conversion layout, and it's mobile optimized, even though I have it in web view right now. You can now review the landing page on the canvas. If you'd like to adjust the copy, swap out images, or try a different color scheme, let me know. What I like to do also is in Idea Browser, there is a brand. This brand package comes with the brand identity, logos, and colors. So basically the first part of the prompt is create a comprehensive brand identity package for this business idea. This is going to be good and huge because people spend so much time figuring this out. Just copy the prompt and let it do its work. And then you can tweak things as you go. So we're going to go back, we're going to paste that in, and we're going to have it adjust some of the color schemes, some of the logos, and the styles. Because what we have here, it's okay, but we want it much better than this. So let's take a look at like what it has going on while it's doing its thing. You can see it's thinking. Okay. So pretty ordinary. The main key here is now that everyone can build apps, web apps, mobile apps, we don't want it to be lost in the sauce, they say. We don't want this to look generic. We want it to stick out and stand out. So now you're going to have to elevate your design skills a little bit to be able to just build a better scroll stopping app. That's just plain and simple, because what you get out of the box is something that needs refinement. And now that everyone can build apps now, we want to be able to take that next step to be able to stop the scroll, they say, get the attention and not just look like every other app out. So, this needs work. It gives us a rough draft, like I said, but there are some things we want to be able to move around. So it has, let's take a look at the hero section. Turn your manuscript into a professional audiobook in hours, 100% offline. Okay. Professional AI narration for $199, no voice actors, no subscriptions, total privacy for your unpublished work. So our main target audience is authors. So we can also tailor this to people that just want to take their books and transcribe them into audio form. Audiobooks are the future. Why is making them so painful? $5,000 in production costs. Okay, it's a one-time fee, not a subscription. Okay, here's the brand identity package. This is probably why we got a really rough draft to start. Let's see here that it goes over different concepts, different color schemes, typography, brand voice, tagline variations. Okay, so this is huge. This is why we're seeing a pretty generic looking output right now. So you do need to feed it the prompts to be able to get a better output. Okay. Can you apply the brand packaging to the landing page and also create 3 different variations according to the awesome design principles? Okay, so design principles. I'll start by updating the current landing page with the refined brand colors, typography, and logo concepts from the brand packaging. Then I'll generate 3 additional versions, each exploring a unique design. 1 focusing on minimalist, elegance, and 1 high contrast security, and the 3rd on dynamic story. Okay, here's the different variations, and that took like 3 minutes. So here is our rough draft where we started, and here's the different styles. High contrast security, dynamic storytelling, minimalist, elegant, and Echo Sync Pro. So yeah, branded landing page. This is your current landing page updated with the modern scribe. Okay, so it took the default one and just updated it slightly. So we could look at the differences there. Mainly just updating the typography, and then these 3 ones in the middle are the different variations. So let's take a look. So your ideas permanently private. Encrypted local engine. The ultimate creative sanctuary for professional authors. Transform voice to text with 0 cloud dependency, no tracking, no uploads, no compromises. So this is the high contrast and security landing page. 0 cloud, 0 risks. So the emphasis is on security. The sound vault. Your audio never leaves your RAM. We used localized whisper models, optimized for silence and security, no API keys, no internet required. Okay, and then the next one, which is the dynamic storytelling landing page. Give your story a human pulse, beyond simple narration. Outlier AI captures the subtle, or the subtext, the pauses, the emotional weight. Okay, the multi-character symphony. Alrighty, and then here's the minimalist, elegant landing page. The quiet echo of genius. Echo Sync Pro transforms your manuscript into a cinematic auditory experience. Okay, awesome. So these are just the blueprints. And then this just updated the typography from the first version. So what we're going to do is, what I like is we can just pull this into Google AI Studio to build it out. So this is kind of like just, we can take all of these different styles and add some motion to them and, basically take them to the next step. I mean, we can go ahead and actually like modify here, annotate, change the design system, and generate variations pretty easily. So I think I'm happy with these 3 different types right here. That's what we're going to go with. And we can go to export, blocking it. Okay, we want to select which one. Export. Okay, so let's go with the dynamic storytelling. That's the one that I like most out of them all. And then we just go to AI Studio, build with AI Studio. Here we go. And from here, we're actually going to go back to Idea Browser, and we're going to pull 2 different prompts. These are going to be huge. The most important part of your whole project is your product requirements doc. And what it is basically a roadmap and a vision for your idea to come to life. So if you look at the prompt, and we're not going to read the whole thing, it's very lengthy, but the prompt tells the large language model, you are a senior product manager and technical specification expert. Create a comprehensive product requirements document that clearly defines what to build, why to build it, and how success will be measured. So this is the roadmap for your product. Very important. Do not skip this step when building out any product. This is huge. Very important. So we're going to copy that. We're going to go back to Google AI Studio. Here we are. So it pulled in all of the landing page material, and we're going to paste that in. We're also going as well do the feature spec. So the feature specs are actually the features and how they're going to be built out. Product, feature specs prompt. Generate comprehensive feature specifications that provide clear direction for development teams. This should include detailed user stories, acceptance criteria, technical requirements, and implementation guidelines. Boom, paste that in. Build. What I like is that in Google AI Studio, this can literally be done in less than 30 minutes. I said an hour, I know. But for people that have gotten a few apps built, you go from nothing to at least a visual representation of what your app's going to look like in 30 minutes. That's crazy. Okay, let's see what we got here. That was like 2 minutes. We're not going to read through it all, but we want to see what it did. Here is the comprehensive product requirements document for Outlier. outlier. Based on provided business context, market analysis, and the private outlier system. So product requirements document, Outlier AI is a premium 100% offline desktop application that empowers indie authors to transform their manuscripts into professional, emotionally intelligent audiobooks in hours, ensuring total creative sovereignty and zero fees. The business objective: capture the rapidly growing indie author and small publisher market by offering a high quality one-time purchase. Very cool. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. What is the next step? Let's go through this step by step as we build. It's very important too to click this little toggle gear icon to check that you're on Gemini 3.1 Pro. Very important. Why? Because you want their strongest LLM possible to build this out. Okay, it finished. And I want to change the name. I just don't like. Can we change the name to Echo Sync? I've successfully translated and provided HTML into a functional React application using Vite and Tailwind. Awesome. So it went through and built out the landing page. I want to see this GitHub repo, design, markdown. It's going to update the name first. We'll play around with the landing page style. Okay, it updated the name. Now we're going to this repo. Are you applying these awesome design principles to our landing page copy? All right, it says, I've tightened up the landing page copy to be much punchier and more modern, taking inspiration from the top tier SaaS design principles found in the awesome design markdown file, which favor minimal, benefit driven, and highly scannable text. There are key copywriting changes I made. Okay, so going back to the one we exported this one, right? So this is what we started. Now this is where we're at. Okay, so here's what it looks like now. Definitely want some motion. Awesome design repository is a fantastic collection of visual designs. Okay, cool. Can you completely change design in a different style and also add motion? What's up with? All right, now we're cooking. Look at this, looking so much better. Let's see. I've completely overhauled the design and wow, this looks amazing. They just changed the whole website. Okay. So motion integration, added staggered fade up animations to the hero section. Very cool. The landing page now feels like a premium, highly polished developer creator tool. Let's go through the feature spec step by step and let's wire everything up so all the buttons work. While it's doing that, we can now look at this. It just looks better. So your audiobook, 0 studio time, professional AI narration that runs 100% offline, no subscriptions, no cloud leaks, just your manuscript and a cast of voices. Don't work. So Echo Sync is a download. There's no dashboard or anything. So we'd have to hook up authentication. We can actually sign up, download the product. We want to collect their emails, obviously. So it's building out the feature spec right now. Okay. All right. Let's see what it did. It says, let's go through the feature spec, and I've wired up all the buttons and set up a routing system so we could start building out the application features. Installed React Router, refactored into pages, wired up the landing page buttons, built the initial dashboard. So the next step is, according to the standard audiobook creation workflow, the next step after the empty state is handling the manuscript upload and parsing. Should we build out the file upload logic and the project setup screen? Yes. Getting the app actually working. But let's take Okay, just built out the feature that actually makes this thing work. I built out the manuscript upload and parsing flow. So now when the author uploads their transcript of their book, they can actually get it parsed and put into an audio file. So basically the upload simulation, click the select file button or drag and drop the file anywhere in the dashed area, parsing state. The app transitions to the parsing manuscript, loading screen, awesome. What's next? Wiring up the start synthesis button and transition into the final audio editor player. Yes. So relatively quickly, within 30 to 45 minutes, you can get this idea that we are building out and turning it into an actual product and start marketing it. The cool part is that it does have the marketing strategy prompts that you could then build out within Google AI Studio. You have your content calendar, email sequence, sales funnel, your landing page if you wanted to do a tweet size landing page, and a lead magnet. So that you could take to the next step as well. What I like about Google AI Studio is that it's building this all out for us. You know, the backend, the database, authentication, people who pay. You can integrate Stripe or Polar or Superwall or Lemon Squeezy or any kind of payment platforms into this back end, all through Google AI Studio. That took a minute and a half. Very nice. So it's all wired up. This is what is going to get our app to act work. So if you go through the flow now, you upload the file, project setup, and then start synthesis. Synthesizing state, you'll see a new loading screen with a spinning audio waveform that in a progress bar that simulates the offline neural generation process. Pretty cool. After 4 seconds, it drops you into the final audio editor view. The entire core user journey from the landing page to the final audiobook export screen is now fully functional in the UI. Awesome. What is the next thing to attack? Authentication, database, payments. In a quick note here, if you see me talking to the computer when I'm talking to the LM, I'm using Whisper. So Whisper Flow, it is a voice dictation. So I just press a button on my keyboard, and I think it is a must for 2026 that if you're going to brain dump ideas into one of these LLMs, you got to have some type of voice dictation software. It just helps you so much with brain dumping an idea and letting the LLM rest, essentially. Highly recommend it. So while that's doing its thing, we can local site now. Awesome. Like it, simple, get echo sync. That takes us into the dashboard. Obviously, we're going to want some kind of sign in. We want to collect emails. That's very important. So we can market to people that maybe sign up but don't purchase our product. So create new audiobook, drag and drop your manuscript here. Awesome. Okay, let's see what it said about the log flow. That's a great question, and answer depends on heavily on EchoSync's core philosophy, because EchoSync is the biggest selling point is that it's 100% offline and private. We want to avoid putting the user's manuscript or audio files into a cloud database. Okay, it's a one-time fee of $249. You still need infrastructure to sell it. Yes, so we need payments, authentication, and license database. So payments, Stripe, there we go. So after they pay for it, they create an account so they can log in to download the software installer. So you could go into this idea browser, and there is a lead magnet in here. Let's check that out. So create a compelling lead magnet that provides immediate value while capturing qualified leads. That's something we'd want to implement as well. Let's see what it says about lead magnet. Is a free demo version, so a downloadable demo with the basic AI voice capabilities. That's something you'd want to implement before you launch this, because there's going to be people that probably want to try it out before they pay, or offering some type of like free trial also, like a 3-day free trial, 7-day free trial, and then that way you at least get their okay. So the checkout flow needs to be finished. We could do that via Stripe, and then customer portal authentication and using Firebase. Let's do Firebase first, and then we can do payments later. Okay, so what I like too is that within Google AI Studio, it'll enable Firebase, and it's free. It just does the database for you. It integrates into the back end of the app. So we could also do another version of the landing page just to see like different styles. I mean, this is okay. There's not really a lot to it here, other than it's pretty minimal. I would also like to put like some type of 7-day free trial or something, so that way we can have them sign up and at least get their email, and then they could try the product. If they like it, then they can pay for it. Otherwise, we're gonna lose out on a lot of leads. So after it sets up the database, all right, so it did the database. Awesome, amazing, great. Okay, perfect. Okay, the next thing I want to build out is a 7-day free trial, because I want to be able to collect people's emails. So we need to integrate that somewhere in the landing page that they can sign up, and then they're able to download the product, and then after 7 days they will be prompted with payment to continue. And also I want to change the style of the landing page completely. I want to get more variety. Okay, so we completely redid the landing page. Let's see what it did. Complete redesign and the free trial logic. This is huge. You must have some type of way to capture emails. You want to be able to follow up people that are interested that you failed to convert as customers. So Firebase schema has been updated. That's what we're using for the database. Trial logic and customer portal. When a user signs in for the first time, the app automatically records their trial started and a timestamp in the database. The portal UE now calculates how many days are left in the trial and displays it. It provides the download links immediately so they can get the app. If the trial expires, the portal locks the download links and prompts them to purchase the license. Trial enforcement in the actual app. Okay, you can access the app and your trial has expired. If you try to access the app and your trial has expired, it throws up a hard lock screen. Awesome. And then the next step would be to do the payment integration so you can get paid. So let's take a look at this. Voices. You can hook this up to 11 Labs, get voices or other text to voice models as well. Echo Sync. Your voice, no cloud, the world's first 100% offline neural audiobook synthesizer. Turn your manuscript into a masterpiece without sacrificing your privacy or local processing. Start free trial. Awesome. So you can sign goal. Very cool. Okay. When building apps, you're going to run into bugs from time to time. We ran into one with the sign-in flow. So the issue was caused by a strict rule in our Firestore security setting. When you sign in with a Google, sometimes the display name field is returned as null. So it's fixed that. Try signing in again now. Go back, fresh. So a child just want to see the dash. Cool. Download for Mac, Windows, or purchase. Awesome. So it worked. Can you add motion to the landing page? More. Okay, cool. Just adding a little bit more motion to the website. See how it looks. The little things I'm trying to avoid the vibe code aesthetic style, right? Okay, so we created 3 different variations of the landing pages. We went with one. I know it was completely different than what we started with, but it's good to kind of go through different iterations of how you want your landing page to look. I know it's more of a simple build, but we went from 0 to 1 in 30 minutes. This just shows the power of building with AI today. So using tools like Idea Browser and Google AI Studio to build out your app is the way to go when you are looking to go from 0 to 1. I'll put them linked down below. Check them out. Start building today, because what's holding you back is trying to be perfect. I think getting your app 80% of the way there and ship to production is way more important than waiting till the perfect product and then getting it going. So don't skip perfection. Get your app built. Start messy, start ugly, and with these tools today, you can get 80% of your app done within minutes, not days or weeks anymore. So you saw the process. Comment down below. What are your thoughts? And we'll see you in the next build. Have a blessed day.